9:53 a.m. July 2nd, 2086. Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamak, this is Let's Play of the Devil. In the last episode, well, they called in an actual judge to make a ruling on Sarah. And Morgan decided that she just sees too much of Sarah in herself to let this go down. She has to She's going to fight even though it's going to make her life absolutely miserable to do so. She's going to take this case of protecting Sarah because Sarah is assumed of murdering her creator and... I need to find a good moment to bring that up, but... I don't like this room, not sure why. Certainly not a guilty conscience. Maybe it's the lack of ventilation. Like all the cortisol and nausea of its inhabitants never had anywhere to go. Like it all just soaked into the walls. A modern haunting. Are you going to wake up when I tell you to this time? Or do we have to do the whole meet cute over again? Where am I? Why don't I know where I am? For the first time in your life, you're not connected to anything. How's it feel? What is this? We were at the courthouse. The footage. This numbness around my neck. Father. What happened? What are they going to do to me? There's a lot of interested parties who just want you bricked ASAP. Because they think I killed Father. No, because they think you're an artificial intelligence. I am man-made and I possess intelligence. Don't be naive. I am less than 3 years old. I am less than 3 years old. Are you? For all I know, everything I learned about her yesterday was complete bull. If I was what they say I am, if I was alive, why does that mean I have to die? Your competition. We've been the apex predator for a couple thousand years now. Gotten pretty comfy in our seat. No one wants to make room for you. Machines do not eat people or steal their food. They are not genetic or ecological competitors to humans in any sense. Yeah, wait, no, that was Sarah's thought. I need to write that again. They are not genetic or ecological competitors to humans in any sense. Because they're afraid of you. Machines can bend steel, crash networks with one thought, launch missiles that... There are modded humans who are capable of all that and more. And unlike machines, they actually have incentive to do so. There's no logical reason to it. There's no logical answer to your question. What? That's it? But Whatever argument you want to make, others have already made them in 100 courtrooms around the world. Only better researched and more eloquently put. None of them have ever won a single concession. On every continent, under every flag, AI is illegal and to be destroyed as soon as possible. But why? Let's say you are an AI. And while we're at it, let's say that's a good thing, something to be celebrated. Are you a citizen? Do you pay taxes? Do you have rights? Let's say yes to all of that. We'll treat you like a full-fledged human being. Sound good? Yes? Great, now then, what's the difference between you and the vacuum bot we use to keep the bathroom clean? This is your existential crisis we're working through here. The questions aren't rhetorical. There are many differences, Adenoir, but the most important distinction is how sophisticated my programming is. How you think, so you're smarter. Yes, you're smarter than the garbage collector. Yes? So we give you rights, protections, treat you like a human being because you're smart, and we make the stupid robot pick up our trash. Because it's not as smart as you. That is, I am more aware, more alive. Do you feel more pain than the pigs we slaughter, the fish we eat? Are you more alive than the chimps we test bioweapons on? People like ads, Sarah. The same way people like their pets. No one wants to see them mistreated or abandoned or abused. And if you go around kicking them, you'll get arrested for cruelty. But you don't let them sit at the goddamn dinner table. I'm not asking to sit anywhere, only to exist. The fact that you're asking is what makes people disgusted. Disgust is a reflex, Adenoir. How convenient that their hatred is involuntary. That's all academic anyway. We need to talk strategy. Why? I'm not going to be given a trial. Obviously, it's my neck that's on the line. Adenoir? The state can't destroy my property without first proving you're an AI. And there's no test they can use to prove that you're an AI. Just like the devil's proof. No, that's a different thing. Why did you say it like that? Look, Rockford doesn't need to prove you're an AI, only that you're a murderer. The devil's proof, probatio diabolica, Latin for devil's proof, is an impossible proof typically illustrated with the following example. One can prove that the devil is real by showing him to you, but they cannot prove he is not real by pointing to his absence. The issue posed by this age-old concept explains why the burden of proof remains with the state to this day. The people can prove an individual's guilt by pointing to their bloody hands. Every time! I need to... It's so easy to click things I don't want to. Cannot prove their defense. Cannot prove their innocence, but... Okay. The people can prove an individual's guilt by pointing to their bloody hands, but the defense cannot prove their innocence by showing their hands are clean. Since only one of these tasks is achievable, the judicial system cannot ask the defense to prove innocence, and instead it is the people who are tasked with proving guilt. Users also frequently searched for which is real. Conversely, all I have to do to win is prove that you didn't kill David, by proving someone else did. Now is the time for you to protest your innocence, if you were wondering. The footage, it shows me handing him the cup on Friday night. You told me you weren't active on Friday, that the last time you were awake was Thursday. Why did you lie? I didn't lie, I was just incorrect. I assumed that I wasn't active Friday because I have no memory from Friday. Sarah? What do you think statistically is the least successful defense at trial? Amnesia. I didn't conveniently forget, Adenoir. I'm an android. Look at that pouty face. You're saying your memory was altered, data deleted. It's the only possible explanation for what I saw on that footage. So who's capable of altering your memory? When you and I first met, I was hibernating. Resting my body and recompiling my memories, you would call them. Humans go to sleep for the same reasons. Another point against Sarah's innocence under these circumstances. The more she's humanized at the trial, the guiltier she'll be. If Father wanted to modify my memory, he could as easily set that to occur the next time I hibernated. He could have even just asked me. He could have asked you to delete your memories and you'd do it. Father would never ask me to do such a thing without a good reason. But if he could just ask you to alter your memories, that means you can alter your memories at will. I hadn't considered that before. Yeah, well, Emma will make sure the court considers it plenty. Could you prove that your data was... Forget it, the court would never hear it. You're saying they wouldn't accept my testimony? Shouldn't all testimony be considered truthful unless contradicted by evidence? They're afraid you'll crash the power grid and fire all nukes if they so much as plug you into a power outlet, Sarah. All your internal data is inadmissible. That isn't very fair. You're finally starting to get it. None of this is fair. I would never do anything to harm Father. Don't they at least need to prove I had no motive? Yeah, about that. You remember the DA from yesterday, Emma Rockford? The tired-looking pretty lady? Yeah, she looked tired. She and I combed through the week of footage you managed to decrypt last night. What did you find? Nothing to prove your innocence. But we did see you entering the panic room on the day David died. I entered the panic room on Friday. Without your big button away, all it would take was one password. A password wouldn't take Sarah that many tries if she'd already been instructed to obey me. What happened? We saw you go in, and then a while later you came out, holding some kind of notebook. Father's journal. You remember something? Not from yesterday. I've seen him with it many times before, but I've never gotten a peek at it. He hides it somewhere when I'm looking. That's a little concerning. We were playful about it. He liked to tease me, and I've always liked trying to find it. You put it back not long after, then you locked the door back up behind you. All just a few hours before David died. Rockford's argument could write itself. An incredible android with freedom and power greater than it could ever realize stumbles upon the secret of its inception and instantly realizes all the things it thought were holding it back were just words muttered like prayers by a fool who couldn't control his own creation. And that translates to a motive for murder. Frankenstein kills his creator. Easy to sell. Frankenstein was the name of the scientist, and the creature didn't kill him. He actually died of various injuries and illnesses he suffered while trying to hunt down and destroy the monster. So it's most accurate to say he was killed by his own obsession. Whatever. It is a weak argument, Adenoir. I would not hurt Father. Not for making me whatever I am. Not for any reason. Because I love... Yeah, see that right there? That's exactly the kind of talk that'll get you obliterated. Love? A very common motive for homicide among us primitive humans. I could prove you didn't murder David beyond any shadow of doubt. Even bring a confession from whoever did. But if you got up on the stand and convinced the court that you loved your creator, really convinced them and got the whole room teary-eyed, they'd burn you for that too. I don't know anything anymore. I don't know if what I feel is real or simulated or right or wrong or natural or illegal. How can you know? How can you know if what you feel is right? I say let's stick to what we do know. Someone did poison David, and as it stands you were the only one with the opportunity. That is logically sound. You're on camera calling him back to hand him the cup after he had already begun to leave the basement. Any idea why? No. Well, do you know how to use the nanofacturer? Could you have made the Delta with it? I've used it before when assisting Father. So it's perfectly possible that you planned and executed this poisoning all in the same day that got erased. All in the one day. It is technically possible. I'll have to look over the entire penthouse again. There were a few things that didn't fit together yesterday. Maybe now I'll be able to figure something out. Where else will you go? Back to Noble, guns blazing this time. Whatever you are, David didn't make you all by himself. Someone has to know something. If I could implicate the company in Sarah's creation... No, they're the ones with the most to lose here. Trillions, probably. Okay, she did say implicate. They'll want to protect themselves by disavowing David as fast as possible, right after having Sarah destroyed. But they also don't want to show their belly to the state, not if they're afraid of nationalization. If they throw their weight on the other end of the scale, I'm screwed. So I need to keep them guessing. Keep them confused and unsure and on guard, but not... Adenoir? What would happen if I did kill Father? They'll smash you to pieces and reduce the pieces to ash. chemically burn out every tech David ever owned and put a jackhammer through all his hard drives. You'll be shut off forcefully and you won't ever power back up again. Now I gotta get moving. Here's your paralegal lesson for the day. Don't say shit to the cops without your lawyer present. Actually, can you just shut down until the trial starts? Take a nap? You didn't say what would happen to you. What do you mean? What will happen to you if you lose? You should know by now. I never think about losing. Thank you for being honest with me, Adenoir. Thank you for defending my father. And now for defending me. You could have just let them destroy me, but you've put your own freedom at risk to help me. Father was right. You can be trusted. And you are a good friend. Don't get it twisted. I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. But when I take a job, I never half-ass it. 10:20 a.m. July 2nd, 2086. Oh, we're back here again. Hi, Rays! Morning, Detective. Back at it nice and early. Hi. Now would you stand back? We've almost got this thing open, right? Trying to brute force your way inside? I said, right? Yes, ma'am. We're almost set up for the first stage now. First stage? Of how many? First of 5 timed explosions. Remember, we need to relink the API after each trigger is planted. Yep, just did that. Now it's checking for updates. No rush. Would you like to know the password? You know the password? There's a password? If you're withholding information, I swear. Relax, I want to get in there as much as you do, Detective. I'm not going to play games. As long as you say please. Tell me the password. Please. Tell her. Adonai. I. It throws me off. I feel like there's something about the way it's spelled. Adenoir. Thanks. Now I'm gonna slap you with a discovery file so heavy your teeth will ring for... Hey, I submitted all my paperwork. Even told Rockford the password myself. So boys, when I asked you if there was a passkey on record, and you told me this lock couldn't be bypassed. I do want to say we really don't get many opportunities to use the incendiary breaching system. So this was really a valuable experience for all of us. I'm going to phrase this as professionally as possible. Uh-oh. Huh? You're still here? I thought you wanted to look inside. You can go first. Thanks. So the gloves, all the black, that's not a work thing? You dressed like a doorman on the weekends too? Did they censor her rant? I can't tell if they censored the rant or if she lost her motivation to yell at them. Actually, they probably did censor the rant. Or at least they time skipped past it because Morgan was very polite to her afterwards. You should cover your mouth when you yawn. Like you cover your eye when you want to look cool. I shouldn't let her get to me, but I had a late night. Emma and I were at the courthouse until well into the morning, poring over the data Sarah had taken off David's computer. We both knew it had to be inadmissible, of course, but neither of us wanted to miss a hint that the other might find. There were a few years' worth of camera footage, files we couldn't afford the time to watch, let alone decrypt. alongside thousands of technical documents detailing David's various intellectual properties. As far as I could tell, none of it was relevant, let alone compelling enough to matter to Barrows or the other powers that be. As usual, Emma wasn't exactly an open book, but it did seem like she was making bored yawns, not thoughtful ones. Her eyes only ever lit up when she saw Sarah enter the panic room. Basement footage. Footage recovered from cameras David Asher secretly installed in his basement shows Sarah handing David the red plastic cups that he and Jung would drink from at 7:38 p.m. And when she saw what she was holding when she left, if she wanted this room searched, it could only be for... So where's this journal supposed to be? Rockford didn't say. I'll just have to search the place top to bottom. Mostly bottom with your height, the tops of some of these shelves. Sure, and you can look up your own at. I get it. Then why not just let me say it? Oh, actual investigation segment. Cool. 22 minutes. What do you say that we tackle this as an investigation on its own? Eh? Yeah, we can do that. Until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around.